All right, sports fans, how's everybody out there doing? William Martin coming at you one more time here on YouTube with another edition of the 300 Pounds of Sports Knowledge Podcast. So, as the scene is shifting from the Pacific coast to the Atlantic coast for this World Series, the New York Yankees are hopeful that a return to the Bronx will help them get on track and get back into this fall classic. The Yankees have returned home down 0-2 in the World Series to the Los Angeles Dodgers, as game three tomorrow night is a must win for the Bronx Bombers. If you're the Yankees, you sit back and ask yourselves, what could have been in LA? I mean, you think back to game number one, manager Aaron Boone took out the ace, Garrett Cole, after 88 pitches over 6 innings in game number one. Then to end that game, going to Nestor Cortez, a pitcher who has had a long layoff, well over a month, but since he's pitched, and he gave up the walk-off grand slam to Freddie Freeman as New York lost game one. Carlos Rodon starting off game number two, not being able to give the Yankees, even four innings. Okay, and then on top of that, New York's inability so far to get those big hits, plural, with men on base. So as the Yankees, are home now for game three and they're down 0-2, will their fortunes change as the World Series and the scene has shifted to the Bronx? Okay, first things first. Where is Aaron Judge? Okay, the Yankee captain is only batting 150 for this entire postseason run for New York with 2 home runs and 6 runs batted in, and he's just 1 for 9 so far in this World Series with 6 strikeouts. At the end of the day, fairly or unfairly, when you are a superstar and you play for the New York Yankees, you're expected to do big things in the month of October. And of course, when you talk about a team that has more World Series championships than anybody else, more championships than any other North American professional sports franchise, guess what? It comes with the territory as far as you at being expected to deliver. So hopefully for the Yankees' sake, Aaron Judge can get it going. But with that said, where would these Yankees be without the contributions of Juan Soto and Giancarlo Stanton? You kind of expected it from Juan Soto, but Giancarlo Stanton has channeled his inner Benjamin Button and taken it back about 6 or 7 years to when he was still with the Marlins. And I mean, when Giancarlo Stanton is in a zone at the plate, the bottom line is he could hit home runs from Yankee Stadium to the Whitestone Expressway. That's how it works from him. But nonetheless, they've got to get more contributions from this lineup, especially with Aaron Judge. It's like at this point right now, you almost feel like he's pressing if you're a Yankee fan and he's trying to go out there and get it done. So it looked like the Yankees were going to get a break. It looked like Shohei Otani was going to be out after he suffered that shoulder injury sliding into second base last night, but that's not the case. The Dodgers say that he's going to be good for game three. How good will he be? We got to wait and see. But aside from that, the Yankees pitching, they've got to find a way to slow down and neutralize this potent Dodgers lineup because they come at you in waves and they don't give you a break. I mean, you think about it, multiple MVPs in this lineup with the likes of Mookie Betts and, of course, Freddie Freeman, who, after being injured earlier in this postseason, looks like he has found his groove. Tommy Edman. Oh, I mean, where would the Dodgers be without Tommy Edman right now? And then Teoscar Hernandez as well. They just come at you in waves and they don't give you a break. Okay, that is a big thing. I think for me, in my opinion, I do think that the Yankees they need to find a way to start fast tomorrow night. They need to have a quick top of the first inning. The crowd is going to be in the game in the Bronx. Okay, first and foremost. So the Yankees have to try to feed off of that home energy. So you want to try to start fast, get the Dodgers out of there in a quick top of the first, try to put pressure on Walker Bueller, who's taking the bump for the Dodgers in game number 3 tomorrow night, and try to get your home crowd in a frenzy. It's one of those where if you're the Yankees, you might want to take a page out of the playbook of your crosstown rivals, the New York Mets and even the San Diego Padres. Why? Because the games that the Dodgers lost this postseason so far, their opponents have gotten ahead of them very quickly and put them in a hole and put them in chase mode. That's something that the Yankees need to try to find a way to do. They got to find a way to go up there and put up a crooked number early on Walker Bueller and try to get to this Dodgers bullpen, which is easier said than done. You got Walker Bueller going for the Dodgers tomorrow night. You got Clark Schmidt going for the Yankees as they look to get back into the series. One other thing you got to keep an eye on: Dave Roberts, the manager of the Dodgers, has um, he's outmanaged Aaron Boone so far in this postseason, in this World Series at least. I mean, you go back to some of the key moves again, taking Garrett Cole out early. Also, going to Nestor Cortez. A lot of those things, those are just like prime examples of things that have really hurt the Yankees so far in this series. Jonathan Becker, what is going on? You're saying, yo, man, your hat isn't on straight. Well, you know what? That's part of my vibe for the most part. Always keep it a little tilted to the side, but definitely thanks for the heads up on that, man. But nonetheless, I think again, like I said before, the Yankees got to find a way to start fast tomorrow night because if they don't, they're going to be in trouble. And on top of that, they have to find a way to do the little things, hitting with guys on base, moving guys over. Because as the series is shifting to the Bronx, coming east, the night air is going to be crisper than it was out there in LA. The ball is not going to carry like it has been at Chavez Ravine. So we might see some balls in games 3 and 4. And of course, if it goes to game number 5 in this series, where guys might think they got themselves a home run and it might not carry on a 45 or 50-degree night in the Bronx. So let's see if the Yankees can try to do the little things, hit to the gaps, hit the other way, advance the runners, things like that. I think those are going to be imperative for New York as they look to get back into this series. I'm not going to sit up here and say that the Yankees are done because it's funny. The last 2 times that a team won the first 2 games in a World Series matchup between the Los Angeles Dodgers and the New York Yankees, 1978 and 1981. The team that won the first 2 games went on to lose that series, and they went on to lose the series in 6 games. So, of course, if you're the Yankees, um, you're hopeful that that will be the case for you in 2024. But I'll tell you like this: the Yankees ain't going to do anything if Aaron Judge does not get it going because it's one of those where they have gotten this far off, and basically Giancarlo Stanton and Juan Soto have put this lineup on their backs, against Kansas City and against Cleveland. But you are not going to beat the juggernaut that is the Los Angeles Dodgers if Aaron Judge don't get it going. That's the bottom line. Maybe it takes just an infield single, maybe it takes a fielder's choice, something to get him on base, something to get him out of his funk at the plate right now. But like I said before, they simply are not going to win or come back and win this series or take 4 out of the next 5 from a talented Dodgers team if he's not on point. No, I'm not going to just thanks for for the tidbit though. But nonetheless, man, I want to see if they start fast. Again, I'm surprised that with the way that the injury looked, that Shohei is going to be in the lineup tomorrow night. But you know what? That the Dodgers feel that he's healthy to go. Of course, he's going to continue to DH and probably going to put the jacket on him and keep him as warm as possible in that dugout between at bats. But nonetheless, it's been a good series so far. In each game, we've seen the Dodgers double up on the Yankees. We've seen the West Coast celebrities come out and support the Dodgers. And now it's time to see if the East Coast fans, in the New York City area, do the same for the Yankees. You're saying you're just trying to help me out. Yeah, I get that. Uh, you're a Cubs fan. Okay. I'll tell you like this, man. I'll change gears with you real quick since you're a Cubs fan. And I want to know, please feel free to chime in the chat box. How do you feel about the first year of the Cubs with Craig Counsell? I mean, it's one of those where they were close to the playoffs last year with David Ross. They took a step back this year with Craig Counsell. But changing gears real quick, do you think that your beloved Cubbies can turn things around and get back into the postseason and make a run at another World Series in 2025? Definitely, please feel free to drop your thoughts on that. But nonetheless, like I said before, I think that this series is far from over. But as far as this 2024 World Series, I definitely think that the Yankees need to try to go out there and answer the bell tomorrow night. Like I said, feed off of that home crowd and see what they can do to try to get back into this series. But folks, that's going to wrap it up. And as always, I want to take this time out to thank all of you for tuning into the 300 Pounds of Sports Knowledge podcast here on YouTube. I want to take this time out to thank all of you fine folks out there for tuning in. And if you haven't already, please feel free to subscribe to this channel. Now, if you're on the X, formerly known as Twitter, please feel free to follow me at 300 Pounds of Sports. And like I always say, if you follow me, it'll be my pleasure to follow you right back. There's also the sports discussion group on Facebook at the Sports Depot 365. You can check it out. Drop a line and be a part of one of the better sports debating sites going on social media. Jonathan Becker, I definitely appreciate you chiming in this evening. I was talking a little World Series right here. Like I said, talk a lot of MLB on here throughout the season. So definitely keep your eyes and ears peeled, especially in things pertaining to your Chicago Cubs. And if you haven't already, definitely please feel free to like and subscribe to this channel. So, once again, fine folks, my name is William Martin. I'm signing off and I'm saying thanks once again for tuning into the 300 Pounds of Sports Knowledge podcast here on YouTube. Be well, everybody.